Students, now we see Standard 8, Unit 7, Magnetism. Magnets are objects of stone, metal, or other material which have the property of attracting metals like iron, cobalt, and nickel. The attracting property of a magnet is called magnetism, and it is either natural or induced. The branch of physics which deals with the property of a magnet is also called magnetism. Now the magnets play an important role in our lives. Magnets are used in refrigerators, computers, car engines, elevators, and many other devices. Now let us see about the classification of magnets. Magnets are classified into two types. One is natural magnet and the other one is artificial magnet. Natural magnets. Magnets found in the nature are called natural magnets. They are permanent magnets. They will never lose their magnetic power. These magnets are found in different places of the earth in the sandy deposits. And the next one is the artificial magnets. Magnets that are made by people in the laboratory or factory are called artificial magnets. These are also known as man-made magnets, which are stronger than the natural magnets. Artificial magnets can be made in various shapes and dimensions. Bar magnets, U-shaped magnets, horseshoe magnets, cylindrical magnets, disc magnets, ring magnets, and electromagnets are some of the examples for artificial magnets. Artificial magnets are usually made up of iron, nickel, cobalt, steel. Now let us understand about the magnetic properties. The properties of magnet can be explained under the property of attractive property, reflective property, and directive property. The first one is the attractive property. A magnet always attracts materials like iron, cobalt, and nickel. We can observe here that the iron filings are attracted near the ends of the magnet. These ends are called poles of a magnet. One pole of the magnet is called north pole and the other pole is called south pole. Magnetic poles always exist in pairs. What happens when a bar magnet is broken into two pieces? Each broken piece behaves like a separate bar magnet. When a magnet is split vertically, the length of a magnet is altered and each piece acts as a magnet. When the magnet is split horizontally, the length of the new pieces of magnet remains unaltered and there is no change in their polarity. In both cases, the strength of the magnet is reduced. Let us see about the repulsive property. The activity explains another property of a magnet that like poles repel each other. A north pole repels another north pole and the south pole repels another south pole. If you bring the south pole of the magnet close to the north pole of the suspended magnet, you can see the south pole of the suspended magnet is immediately attracted. We see about the directive property. Directive property shows the freely suspended bar magnet always. Directive property suspended a bar magnet from the rigid support using a thread. Ensure that there are no magnetic substances placed near it. Gently disturb the suspended magnet. Wait for a moment. Let it oscillate. In a short time, it will come to rest. You can see that the north pole of the magnet is directed towards the geographic north. Repeat the procedure a number of times. We will observe that the magnet is oriented in the same direction. This experiment shows that the freely suspended bar magnet always aligns itself in the geographic north-south direction. When it is freely suspended, that is known as the property of the magnet. The north pole of the magnet points towards the geographic north direction. The south pole of the magnet points towards the geographic south direction. Now we see about the magnetic field. The space around the Bohr magnet where the arrangements of iron filling exist represents the field of influence of the Bohr magnet. It is called the magnetic field. Magnetic field is defined as the space around the magnet in which its magnetic effect or influence is observed. Magnetic field is defined as the space around a magnet in which its magnetic effect or influence is observed. We see about the tracing the magnetic field. We can trace the magnetic field with the help of the compass needle. A white sheet of the paper is fastened on the drawing board using the board pens or sellotape. A small plotting compass needle is placed near the edge of the paper and the board is rotated until the edge of the paper is parallel to the magnetic needle. The compass needle is then placed at the center of the paper and the ends of the needle. The new positions of the north and south pole are marked. When the needle comes to rest, these points are joined and a straight line is obtained. The Bohr magnet is placed on the line at the center of the paper with its north pole facing the geographic north. The outline of the Bohr magnet is drawn. The plotting compass is placed near the north pole of the Bohr magnet and the end of the needle is marked. Now the compass is moved to a new position such that its south pole occupies the position previously occupied by its north pole. Let us know about the compass needle. A compass needle, also known as plotting compass or magnetic needle, it consists of a tiny pivoted magnet in the form of a pointer which can rotate freely in the horizontal plane. The ends of the compass needle point approximately towards the geographic north and south direction. Now we say about the magnetic materials. What are magnetic materials? Materials which are attracted by magnets are called magnetic materials, and those materials which are not attracted by magnets are called non-magnetic materials. Magnetic materials can be categorized as magnetically hard or magnetically soft materials. Magnetically hard materials also can be magnetized, but they require a strong magnetic field to the magnetized. Based on this behavior in the magnetic field, they can be classified into diamagnetic material, paramagnetic material and ferromagnetic material. The first one is the diamagnetic material. When suspended in an external uniform magnetic field, the magnetic material will align themselves perpendicular to the direction of the magnetic field. They have a tendency to move away from the stronger part to the weaker part when suspended in a non-uniform magnetic field. They get magnified in a direction opposite to the magnetic field. Example for diamagnetic substances are bismuth, copper, mercury, gold, water, alcohol, air and hydrogen. Next one is the paramagnetic material. Now we see the characteristics of the paramagnetic materials. When the paramagnetic material is suspended in external uniform magnetic field, they will align themselves parallel to the direction of the magnetic field. They have a tendency to move from weaker part to the stronger part when suspended in a non-uniform magnetic field. They get magnetized in the direction of the field. For example, aluminum, platinum, chromium, oxygen, manganese, solution of salts of nickel and iron. Next one is the ferromagnetic material. The characteristics, now we see the characteristics of the ferromagnetic material. When the ferromagnetic material are suspended in an external uniform magnetic field, they will align themselves parallel to the direction of the magnetic field. It has the tendency to move quickly from the weaker part to the stronger part when suspended in a non-uniform magnetic field. They get strongly magnetized in the direction of the field. For example, iron, cobalt, nickel, steel and their alloys. Now we see about the artificial magnets. Artificial magnets are produced from magnetic materials. These are generally made by magnetizing ions or steel alloys electrically. These magnets are also produced by striking a magnet material with a magnetite or with other artificial magnets. Artificial magnets are classified into permanent magnets and temporary magnets. Now we see about the temporary magnets. Temporary magnets are produced with the help of the external magnetic field. They lose their magnetic property as soon as the external magnetic field is removed. It loses the magnetic properties as soon as current is stopped in the circuit. Magnets used in electric bells and cranes are the example for the temporary magnets. We see about the permanent magnets. Permanent magnets or artificial magnets that retain their magnetic property even in the absence of an external magnetic field. These magnets were produced from substances like hardened steel and some alloys. The most commonly used permanent magnets are of alnico. Magnets used in refrigerators, speakers, fridge and magnetic compass are some familiar example for the permanent magnet. Now let us see about the earth magnetism. Earth's magnetic pole is not well defined in the earth. The south pole of the imaginary magnet inside the earth is located near the geographic north pole and the north pole of the earth's magnet is located near the geographic south pole. The line joining these magnetic poles is called magnetic axis. The magnetic axis intersects the geographic north pole at a point called the north geomagnetic pole and northern magnetic pole. It intersects the geographic south pole at a point called the south geomagnetic pole or southern magnetic pole. Some important factors cause the earth magnetism or masses of magnetic substance in the earth, radiations from the sun, action of the moon. However, it is believed that the earth magnetic field is due to the molten charged metallic fluid inside the earth's surface with a core of radius of about 3,500 km compared to the earth's radius of 6,400 km. Now we see about the earth's magnetic field. A freely suspended magnetic needle at a point on the earth can be raised approximately along the geometrical north-south direction. This shows that the earth behaves like a huge magnetic dipole with the magnetic poles located near its geographical poles. The north pole of a magnetic needle approximately points towards the geographic north. Thus, it is appropriate to say that the magnetic north pole of the needle is attracted by the magnetic south pole of the earth, which is located at the geographic north. Also, the magnetic south pole of the needle is attracted by the magnetic north pole of the earth, which is located at the geographic south. The magnitude of the magnetic field strength at the earth's surface range from 25 to 65 microtesla. Now we see the uses of magnets. We come into contact with magnets often in our daily life. Nowadays, magnets are used to generate electricity in dynamos. Electromagnets are used in our daily day-to-day life. They are used in electric bells and electric motors. They are used in loudspeakers and microphones. An extremely powerful electromagnet is used in the fast-moving maglev train to remain floating above the tracks. In industries, magnetic conveyor belts are used to sort out magnetic substances from scrap mixed with non-magnetic substances. In banks, the magnets enables the computers to read the MIC or numbers printed on a check. In hospitals, MRI is used to scan the specified internal organs. Thank you, students.